In San Bernardino.
Stu Motel overhead in Sky 9 with the very latest. Now, how did this all start, Stu?
You know, they're right now, how it started is they're saying it's obviously they're going to have to do some work and find out exactly. But what we're being told right now is this started as a brush fire next to the 10 freeway, right by the 215. Those there's huge trees out here, spread to the buildings. Take a look at this. 2 motels on fire right now. San Bernardino, right off of Hospitality Way. That freeway you see right there, that's going to be the 10 freeway. Huge flames out here. Now you can obviously see that sign that says the Motel 8 or 8 Motel, and we also understand the DoubleTree may also be in fire. These buildings completely evacuated this evening with all the residents out of these buildings right now. Fire department, San Bernardino out here on scene. They have on our way in, we were getting confirmation that this has gone second alarm. I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a major emergency out here. Take a look at those flames right now. Now these are hotels right off the freeway, started as a brush fire. These flames quickly spread to these buildings, you can see right there, and then that fire really took off. Now the fire department here on scene and in force, you can see them on those rooftops up here and then also on the ground. I'm going to go a little bit wider real quick to get an idea where this is. That's in the freeway you see right there. That's going to be the 10 freeway. Apparently the brush fire started somewhere on that brush next to the freeway. We see these small brush fires all the time by the freeway. They usually get knocked down very quickly. This time, not the case. You can see how it caught into these buildings right here. 2 hotels, as we understand it, and completely involved in fire. Right now, though, we hear no injuries. We are hearing complete evacuations of that Motel 8, and you can see the number of fire resources down here on the ground. Right there, you can see 3 of those Suburbans, so that means at least there's going to be at least a 3 alarm right now because they always bring their chiefs with them. Other trucks still around out here. They probably can't put enough water on it to keep this from spreading, so they are doing the best that they can. We know that the fire department inside the buildings as well as on the rooftops right now, but you can see these flames. This is going to be a difficult fight for them. Obviously, life is very important to these firefighters. You can see actually right there in the shot, firefighters making entry into those hotel rooms, making sure nobody's inside. I couldn't imagine somebody being that oblivious to what's going on, but you know, you never can be safe enough, and life is the most important part of a firefighter's life, is taking care of saving other people's lives. This fire is spreading right now very quickly. They do have water on it. It started as a brush fire, and you know, just since we've been here, you can see another section of brush catching fire down the way. Happily, no buildings near this one, but the fire department out here, San Bernardino Fire, they really got a fight on their hands this evening.
Yes, so you got to think at some point in time they have to ask in, or you know, maybe request other departments to come in and help out, because this seems to be going out of control at this point in time. This is San Bernardino Fire. I would assume that's fighting this blaze. Stu, I'm sorry? Oh, this?
Jeff, on the right side of the
I'm sorry. We didn't say anything. I just want to reiterate.
Go ahead, Stu. Stu, as we continue to take your shot, on the right side of your screen, what you're looking at is video from a periscope from a firefighter on the ground there. You can see the firefighters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what they're doing, as you can see, fighting the fire right there from the ground, throwing their hose lines down and also spraying that building down. On the left side, what you're looking at is the view from Sky 9 tonight as firefighters in San Bernardino fight a fire that actually started as a brush fire along the 10 freeway near the 215 tonight. This is along Hospitality Way. Crews have definitely sent in many engines there to help fight this fire. 2 motels at this point burning right now. 2, I heard the first one is an 8 motel. What was the other one you were talking about?
You know, that was one of the things I really wanted to get out. When we were arriving out here, we were being told that 2 hotels were on fire. I think what was trying to be related to us was there's 2 buildings out here on fire. Both of them are going to be the Motel 8. This building next to it right there, I believe, is going to be the DoubleTree that got confused in there, that building was on fire. That building not on fire. Both these buildings right here belong to Motel 8, but they are 2 very large buildings. Both of them are with fire in them right now. There's a large amount of fire on the side close to the freeway, but as we pan around, we can actually see how that fire is spreading through this building up to this front part right here. Now, fire fire department, fire officials are down there on the ground. This is what they would call a garden-style apartment building or a garden-style hotel. So these rooms all have these doorways out to the outside. So that means it's safer for the people inside. They just have to open up their doors to get outside. This has been completely evacuated. Completely evacuated is what we're being told. But the fire department definitely making sure what's going on, making sure everybody is safe, walking through these buildings right now, checking each and every one of these rooms. Other firefighters continuing to battle these huge flames out here. You can see the amount of fire out there on the top part of the building, and you can see the firefighters doing what they can right now to try to get that fire under control. This is on one of the buildings. Then the building right next to it, actually you see a truck there. We're moving around in Sky 9, so we're kind of discovering this as well. Two vehicles actually right there, both of them are on fire. And then the second building right here, which is also part of the 8 Motel or Motel 8, and this is just a second building. This one has fire as well. Fire department on the roof of this one, they also are doing the same thing. Got to go through all those rooms, make sure everybody is out just in case this fire spreads. And also you got to understand that smoke is going to be working through that attic way. Smoke more of a killer than flames, as we have been told so many times in the past. So they got to make sure everybody is out of this building, and then they're going to continue this firefight. Right now we are hearing this is a third alarm fire out here, San Bernardino, right next to the freeway, right next to the 10 freeway, right by the 215. And, you know, traffic not really slowing, but we understand this did start as a brush fire. These flames climbed into this apartment building, a hotel, and now the fire just continues to burn.
Yeah, Stu Mandela is overhead. This is in San Bernardino as we continue to follow this breaking news here on KCAL 9 of a brush fire that spread. This is on the 10 freeway near the 215 at Hospitality Lane, and that includes a Motel 8 and one other building we believe is associated with that hotel. Two vehicles we saw there were a total loss, Susie, and appeared to be on fire, and everything inside that pickup truck, the tires as well, melted, just to show you how the ferocity of this fire, how hot it's burning at this point in time. And we had some video earlier from a firefighter on the ground. You see that's his periscope video of what is happening there. This is again in San Bernardino, one hotel, Motel 8, two buildings, but they have been evacuated.
That's right. I believe the San Bernardino County Fire Department is fighting this right now. It's possibly a 3-alarm fire at this point. Stu, you were talking about total evacuations, complete evacuations of these two buildings of this Motel 8. Do you know about how many people were actually evacuated?
You know, that's a really great question. I don't know the exact number, but we were told many times on the way out here, complete evacuations of the buildings were underway, and of course that, you know, the fire department making sure that that happened. There are quite a few units. It's two buildings, one of them much larger than the other, but the second building, the smaller of the two, it does seem like most of the fire that was in the eaves and inside that building really starting to they're getting a handle on it. Those two cars, though, one pickup truck, the other looks like a car next to it, those continuing to burn out here. The other building, the larger building, this one a little bit more difficult, a little bit more stubborn. These flames continue to burn. The fire department definitely out here on scene. We've actually witnessed them going door to door out here, pushing the doors open, making sure nobody's inside these buildings. But these flames continue to burn. This does seem to be a wood structure, and you can see the flames and the fire just melting those awnings as they drip down onto the ground. Difficult situation for the firefighters. Also, they have to take care of themselves, make sure that they can continue to fight these fires. Right now, though, they're trying to put water on it. They're doing what they can to keep these flames in check. Also, as we understand it, no injuries at this time. That's great news for sure. But you can see them on the ground down there, the hose lines, and those hose lines put a lot of water on there. You know, somebody once said, you know, it's just like a garden hose. It is nothing like a garden hose. These guys have to brace themselves just to keep themselves from falling over when they're using those hoses, spraying that water onto these buildings. So that is quite a bit of pressure. That's quite a bit of water. And right now they're on both sides of this building trying to get a handle on it. They are making progress as I understand it, but the fire still continues to burn. Started as a brush fire. That's very important information, especially out here in Southern California. Anybody that has brush around their homes, you got to think about this. If it can happen to a hotel next to a freeway and your home has got that type of dry brush around it, especially if you're in the hills, you need to do what the fire department says and get that space between your building and that brush. Right now, though, we understand still no injuries, and the fire department continues to battle these flames out here off of Hospitality Way. This is well established in the San Bernardino area, right next to the 10 freeway.